I have a metaphor that I like to do where I call it like lottery tickets. Like everything you do like out in the world gets you a lottery ticket. If you ever expect any lottery ticket specifically to win the lottery, you don't know how the lottery works. But every time you post on Instagram, go to a bar, go to someone else's show, play your own show, you get a lottery ticket. When you're in the practice room, you don't get lottery tickets. But again, the practice room is for your soul, and if you let your soul die, you will become a bitter old musician, and we have enough of those. That combination of lottery tickets and keeping your soul intact is what I found to be the balance of how to live this life. My name is Josh Plotner. I'm a saxophonist, flutist, and I play all the woodwinds. I do stuff for film, TV, video games, live concerts. I arrange, I compose, I orchestrate. I like to keep busy. I started playing saxophone in 4th grade band when I was 10. I wanted to play since I was, according to my mom, and I remember this too, since I was 3 I wanted to play saxophone. I always thought it was cool, but my mom thought it was a phase. It's turning out to be a very long phase. And then as soon as I started taking like some private lessons around like 6th or 7th grade after begging my mom constantly, my teacher was like, he was this very curmudgeon-y clarinet player, and he was like, you have to play clarinet and you have to play flute if you want to be a saxophone player. So in high school I was playing saxophone, clarinet, and I was playing some like flute and clarinet in orchestras. I went to college, and in college I realized I was like, oh, one thing I want to do when I get out of college is Broadway stuff. People were saying oboe is really good, it like puts you in another tier for woodwind doubling. I played some very bad oboe in college. I got to New York and I was like, one Broadway gig, please. Broadway was like, no. Broadway is really hard to get into. You have to know the right people, and I didn't. So my thought was, what's the hardest chair to sub for? Because if you substitute for someone, then you can get into the Broadway world. And I came to the conclusion that it was Lion King, which has all these world flutes. Did end up subbing on Lion King. I still sub on Lion King. Fell into the world of world flutes, and I also realized that, like, man, they're a lot cheaper than Western instruments. Kind of enabled my addiction when I realized that it's like, oh, I can get a new instrument for $200, and if I get 1 gig for $200, I have a free instrument, like, sold. And now I have probably around 160 different woodwind instruments going strong. Basically have your standard orchestral things: piccolo flute, alto flute, bass flute. The next one is oboe, so I have oboe, English horn, clarinet, soprano clarinet, bass clarinet, and then bassoon. I got recorders from a garkline, which is above soprano. It's like this teeny tiny thing where your fingers literally like touch each other to cover the holes. African flutes, Chinese flutes, Japanese flutes, Andean flutes from South America, and then like Native American flutes from, like, you know, the US. Anything that's can be called like a flute or like a woodwind has caught my interest, I suppose. It's a really varied response. Like, I think some people aren't as interested in like going outside of their comfort zone, which is cool. Like, and also, like, you know, the people who just dig into a sharp point on one thing, like, we need those people. Those are the people that push the genres forward. And then people who like kind of are more generalists and do a little bit of everything have their place too. The gig I just did, I just finished the national US tour with Avatar: The Last Airbender live in concert, and I definitely only got that because I have really unique set of instruments. I actually had to pass up an SNL gig because I couldn't sub it out because I was playing flute, English horn, which is already kind of hard to find someone who can play flute and English horn, but not impossible at all. But then it was flute, English horn, 7 different Chinese instruments, and also duduk. So like these world double reed instruments, hard to play world flutes, couldn't sub it out. But it was super cool. I mean, we went to 40 different states and like played for so many, it was a different place every day. And yeah, getting to play 10 different instruments on stage every day, like, and, you know, a lot of the people in the audience, it's the first time they had ever seen or heard anything like this. Yeah, it was really fun. You don't have to be that good to be a professional musician at music. You have to be really, really good at business. And I've realized being good is really for the artistry and for very, very high level gigs, but like, it's very much about the networking. And so right out of college, I got very cynical, too cynical about like business and like stuff. And I was like, let me just like network, and like, I see the way the industry is and I want to do this. So let me just focus on just the networking vibes and less on the music vibes. In retrospect, I kind of regret not focusing on the music as much not for my career, but for my soul, honestly. Like truly, like just the artistry of it. Once you see the business side, there's a way to do it and you can do it, but it doesn't have a lot to do with the music side, which is very disappointing, but such is life. 10 years ago, in the summers of one of my college semesters, I was working on a cruise ship in Southeast Asia, and we just ended up going all the way up to Hong Kong. And on the street, I found this little Chinese ocarina that I'd never heard of called a Schmidt, which is just this little like ocarina. It's like hard to play at first. And I bought it. It was $10 tops, but I think it was $5. I just kind of always had that instrument. It always kind of worked. It sounded good. And that is what I ended up playing on the national tour of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I still love this like little thing, and it plays well enough that, yeah, this $5 little instrument, it's got a dragon design on the front. It's really cool. And that's what I ended up playing on a giant national tour in front of hundreds of thousands of people, is this little street ocarina I found. I probably stand out because the combination of instruments I play, probably not more than 5 other people at all who could play all of them, just because it's like, when you combine like bagpipes and oboe and saxophone and Chinese flutes and African, like it's just like, there's people, but not a lot of them. I don't like being a jack of all trades, and like I really do try as hard as I can to have, you know, amazing intonation, amazing time. I can go all the way deep down and talk about music theory. Like I try to do everything. I try to do everything, but I also try to do everything at a very high level. That's what I hope makes me stand out. I have them insured because, I mean, if I lost all of my instruments without them being insured, that would be so deeply catastrophic. The time alone to replace them is a hard enough thing that I would have to deal with. Having to deal with the money too, like the peace of mind is just worth it, honestly.